Colors, you know them and we all love them. Colors can be used to symbolize certain ideas or objects. We see it all the time in the span of our lifetime. Signal lights, warning signs, or even emotions. This is one of the most important ideas throughout the entire series, especially when we are first introduced into the events of the series. As a reminder, at the time of the story, there was a illness killing basically all the kids in the USA. The kids that didn't die were then captured and sorted into different camps. The kids themselves are then sorted again into different colors, which represent each of their new abilities. When I first got introduced to this concept, I got wondering, why were those specific colors chosen to represent each of the abilities? Then I decided to investigate what people thought and felt when looking and thinking about each of these colors. Green is often associated with safety. Green light on the road means safe to go. Nature itself is green, and that usually indicates a very healthy area. Whenever I look at green, I feel very calm, and I never really associate it with anything negative. This is obvious in the book since they are often looked down upon, often just put to work in the background since their fighting abilities aren't the greatest compared to their skills and technology. Nico is a huge example of this. He's a very weak kid, but his skills on a computer are just amazing. Because of the safest color, often they are kept alive when they are first discovered. Greens just blend into their surroundings. Blue is also a very common color in the series. 3 out of 8 of our main characters are blues. Blue itself is a very calming color. It's a color that is often associated with a calming feeling, a sense of relaxation, and usually people feel some sort of responsibility and loyalty from the color as well. Our main blue friends represent these two ideas very well. Liam in the book often finds himself responsible for different things going on. In the first book, he is often the leader and is willing to help others in need. Same with Violet and Chubbs. They both are very loyal characters and only use their abilities to protect each other and their friends. Yellow. It's bright, catches your attention, and is very easy to see. It's a very happy color, and when I see it, I feel very joyous. This color is one of the more interesting ones. Often in different medias, you'll see the color being used to complement electricity, and for good reason. It's a great resource, but if used wrong, can become deadly and unstable. While not often, the color is also used as a warning. The idea is greatly reflected in one of the characters. Zhu at first had a hard time controlling her abilities, spending the majority of the first book wearing gloves to not lose control. She needs to take cautionary measures in order to control her great ability. Red. The first thing that pops up is anger. It's a very violent color. Red is always associated with violence, anger, and strong emotions. Almost every red in the series is a broken mess. They are angry, attack on sight, and when Cole expresses his thoughts on being a red, he describes it as something that builds up inside of him, and that if he doesn't let it go at some point, then it will explode. Just like fire, it catches a lot of attention. It's such an intense emotion. Honestly, there's not a lot to say about the emotion other than it's a very deep and intense feeling. Orange is also a very strange color, mostly because it doesn't really have a direct meaning. It's a mixed color, usually used as a step behind red. It's not bad, but it's not a good color either. The color itself can be very misleading. I'm a naturally happy person, so I see orange as a warm and welcoming color. But if I were to look at it as a negative color, I would think of it as superficial and fake. Like, it doesn't feel good, but it doesn't feel bad either. Ruby's kind of the same way. At first, she didn't like being orange. In fact, she hated it. She wasn't able to accept herself until way later in the series. She's a complex character like the color. Unlike the counterpart Clancy, he is on the other hand very much in the negative side of the color. He loves to control people and is very superficial. These two characters accurately reflect the color and its meaning. All the colors have some sort of mixed emotion that gives us a deeper understanding on why they were assigned to each ability in the first place. From the safest of children being used to labor, for the most dangerous being killed upon discovery. These colors have a very large meanings that are not easy to understand upon first impression, though with time and learning of each of the characters and their abilities, in general, we'll find that each of the colors represent each of the ideas very well.